Decentralized finance refers to finance service based on blockchain technology that operates without transaction intermediaries such as banks. It aims to enable anyone with an internet connection to take part in financial activities. To solve the problem of locked size and locked liquidity, users are allowed to stake assets and maintain liquidity through representative tokens by Lido. It provides liquidity to staked assets to enable users to participate in both staking and decentralized finance activities simultaneously. It also eliminates the technical barriers and high minimum requirements of on-chain staking to appeal more participants. As a family of open source, peer-to-system software tools, Lido can run on Ethereum, Solana, and Polygon blockchains networks. Lido protocol is also managed by the decentralized autonomous organization, whose decisions are made by holders of the native governance token LDO. To assess Lido's credibility and sustainability, advantages will be analyzed in the following part. Firstly, smart contracts of LDO are independently audited by the third-party firms, such as CoinStop, Sigma Prime, and Trail of Bits. These audit reports are publicly available and regularly updated to confirm security. Secondly, Lido has more frequent code commits, broader developer involvements, and regular updates than competitive products to keep improving. According to the data in 2025, Lido is ranked as 15th with 4,754 commits across 150 core repositories during the selected period on GitHub. Though Lido mainly operates on Ethereum, services on other Layer 1 chains such as Solana and Polygon are increasingly provided for convenience. It allows users to move staked assets to faster and cheaper networks. Moreover, the representative tokens of LDO, such as Sepolia Ethereum, are supported by major bridges and allowed to be used across decentralized finance platforms. Fifthly, the practical evaluation of V2 supports the existence of Ethereum validator. The aggregate not only introduced stake router, but also built up a modular architecture to allow the various types of node operators. Finally, more and more large institutional users is accepted by whitelist.
Hello everyone, I'm Haidun. Today I will introduce Lido's decentralization and token design. First, let's look at Lido's decentralization. Users can stake ETH through Lido and receive STEs without a lookup period. This gives users flexibility, because they can use STEs in other DeFi protocols. It makes staking easier and more attractive for everyday users. It also helps increase the decentralization of the Ethereum network by encouraging broader participation. However, Lido's node operation is permissioned. Only a limited number of approved operators can run validators. Most of these operations are large institutions. Because of this, there's still a risk of centralization at the node level. Now let's talk about the benefits and the costs of decentralization. Decentralization prevents single points of failure and improves network security. It allows protocol to operate without depending on trusted intermediaries. It also gives users more control over the network. For Lido, decentralization increases transparency and builds user trust. But decentralization also has some downsides. It can slow down decision-making because governance requires community voting. When there are disagreements, it can be hard to act quickly. In addition, if node participation is too open, it may lower technical standards. This could increase risks to network security. So it is important to find a balance between openness and efficiency. Next, let's move to Lido's token design. Lido is the governance token of Lido DAO. It's used for protocol voting and key decision making. Even though staking does not require Lido, governance rights depend on Lido ownership. Lido holders can vote protocol upgrades, validator selection, and treasury management. However, there are some challenges. Lido distribution is highly concentrated among early investors and the DAO treasury. This raises concerns about centralized control. To improve, Lido should promote broader token distribution. They should also introduce delegate voting. This would allow more users to join the governments and make decisions more fairly. So, in the future, a stronger community will make Lido more decentralized and sustainable. Thank you for listening.
These are strengths and weaknesses of the application. The first one is risk diversification across validators. Lido minimizes validator risk by distributing used stakes across multiple reputable node operators, reducing the risk of slashing compared to single validator staking. The second one is liquidity via ST tokens. Users retrieve transferable ST tokens when staking, which retain value and can be used in other DAppFi protocols. A third one is the security measures and audits. Lido is open source, audited by top-tier security firms, for example the Quant Stamp, and backed by a robust bug bounty program, improving smart contract reliability. Here we can see the weakness and the suggested improvement. The first one is smart contract risk. Even well-audited contracts can harbor bugs. We can expand insurance coverage for smart contract failure, build automatic circuit breakers to halt operations. The third one is withdrawal latency and liquidity. Unstaking ETH can involve long wait times due to the ETH's external coins. Also, the ETH may trade below peg. There are some improvements. For example, we can improve on-chain liquidity mechanism and incentive market makers to stabilize STETH parity. The third one is centralization risk. Lido controls a large portion of stake ETH, raising centralization concerns. We can expand the validator set further and introduce delegation options, where users can choose validators within the Lido protocol. Here's what could happen in the future that can make this project fail. The first one is severe regulatory crackdowns. If staking services like Lido are classified as offering unregistered securities, regulator action could limit access, first change the operation, or shut down services in certain justification. And second is smart contract exploit or major slashing event. A major exploit or widespread validator misbehavior leading to significant slashing could erode user trust and reduce usage significantly. Here also have some loss of peg, for example the STETH debugging from the ETH. If confidence drops and STETH consistently trades below 1 with ETH, arbitrage fails and liquidity drains. Also the users will lose their trust. And here are some DAO governance failure. A pool governance decisions, misallocated treasure funds, or exploit of DAO voting mechanism could destabilize operations. Thank you.